Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, namaste. Welcome, everyone. It's truly my privilege to welcome Indira Kadambi and her students, Meera, Sreenarayanan, and Apeksha, Kamath, to this discussion, which is in the backdrop of the Natyavamsham series curated by Rama Vaidyanathan for the GVRNK Natikala Foundation, helmed by Gayatri Subramaniam. Without much ado, I want to dive straight into the word Koham. Ever since we've heard the word Koham, I have personally been filled with two emotions. In its sound, Koham has this very sweet sounding quality about it. But also, Koham, the word is, since the time I've heard it, I've been filled with a sense of curiosity. Now, Koham is exciting because, in a way, based on what Indraji has told us, it circles back to the fundamental questions on life that anyone and everyone who's keen to become a better version of themselves needs to ask. Who am I? As a dance production, we've been informed that Koham unfolds as an experience where a teacher and two students come together to explore and investigate this idea in a way that celebrates the journey of all seekers, both within and beyond the classroom. Very, very warm welcome, Indira ji, Meera, and Apeksha, Kamath. Really looking forward to this conversation. And for those who've not bought their tickets, please head to the link in our story or to the link in bio in the GVRNK's page or in Indraji's pages, and please get your tickets. But do watch this conversation because it will really allow you inroads into what Koham is. So without much ado, Indraji, what is the genesis of Koham? How, where, and when did this idea really originate?
Actually, when Gayatri and Rama called me, explained to me about this sharing and the transference of the knowledge from Guru to Shishya and all that, I immediately told Meera, actually, what shall we do, Meera? And then she said, let's take up some Abhinaya pieces also, teacher, and I'll also keep thinking, you also keep thinking, she said. So first thing I wanted to understand this word, Guru Shishya. That was the main thing that was always disturbing me quite a lot for past many years, this use of the word Guru. So I told, let me just, since it is about Guru and Shishya performing together, let me understand what it is actually. So that led me into Upanishads. And as I started reading about Guru, Shishya, and all the topics about that, I came across this Mahavakyas, these pound sentences from the Upanishads. And in one of my Hasyam production, I have used Tattvamasi in a very, very lighter way. So when I saw that, I was, hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. I can't see myself.
Oh, did you lose internet? Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So where was I? I forgot.
You were referring to your production Hasyam.
So in the Hasyam, I have used this word, the Tattvamasi, in a very humorous way. So when I came across this word, I thought I should understand this, what it really is. So that took me to Swami Sarvapriyananda's talks. So I just directly went to his talk, Tattvamasi, and I was listening to him. And it was very, very profound, explained in a very, very simple way. And I asked Meera, Meera, why not one of these Mahavakyas? So Meera, after that, what happened? You want to say?
Please go ahead, Meera.
Actually, she remembers the journey more than me. It was after that, we really dived into it to actually understand what it is. And we referred many books, his lectures. It was so, itself was so like a treasure. So it was too much to take in, actually. It's not easy as it sounds like, and I'm still dealing with it, to say the truth. And then we just kept on searching for like what to do, because it has to get connected to dance, because it has to convey through our medium. That was more important. And it has to, have that, it has to get to the audience also. It's not just like we do it and it's just done. So that connection, to bring that connection, somewhere it clicked, and I don't know, I might reveal a lot, teacher, if I just keep on talking. You should go on.
You can. It is
Because
very
I'm still like, yes, teacher.
Yeah, when we started, Meera was studying quite a lot, different books related to this particular thing. And I cannot read books as such, so I'm more of a listener. So I was listening to a lot of Sarva Priyananda's video, making notes and sharing with her. And a lot of sharing was happening. And then we sort of arrived at one particular line thought process. And we agreed upon that, and we started working, and suddenly in between something else came up. No, we should do that. And Meera was, teacher, let's stick to one thing, teacher, please. This is too much information, that is going on in our minds. So finally, just to arrive at one particular subject, it took us, I think, 5 months, Meera. 5 months of reading and 5 months of talking to each other, understanding, because it is not in one way it is easy, but one way it is not easy to understand this particular subject.
Right.
So it was very, very tough. And I also consulted once we arrived at one particular structure, then I consulted my dear friend Swami Advaita, and he also helped me through it, sort of how to look at the things and to sort of pick up the right shlokams for it. So he helped us in that way. And yes, Meera, he can continue.
Yeah, so then from there it was more structured, I guess, till that getting the topic and making it into the dance form was it was a huge process. And then it went on, it was more structured. We got our script written, and then the beautiful music, beautifully done by Ram Prasad sir. And then we went to the studio, and then Praveen sir did the arrangement. It was just like a roller coaster after that. So it was, it's a journey. It's a complete journey.
And even the title also for us, I mean, we never thought of Koham in the beginning. So we thought it was like, we will keep it as Tatvamasi itself, one of the Mahavakyas, Tatvamasi. But there's so much of search happening within us through this, so much that then we thought, why not? That search itself is very nice, Koham.
Yeah.
Kaha Aham. So
beautiful.
Let's keep that itself.
Yeah.
So because the search is continuous, I mean, it doesn't end with that answer, right? So that's how we said, okay, let us keep it as Koham, the search.
Right. It's like 3 dots after that, right? Because it's an eternal quest in that sense.
Yeah, eternal quest.
Indraji, there are 2 things that I'm taking back from both what Meera and you said. One is, of course, the fact that the very making of Koham itself is a process of searching and seeking. So that in itself is literally like whatever reflective of the very premise of what Koham is. But 2 is what I really liked is the word sharing that you used, that you went back and forth, and this whole process. And the Natyavamsham series is really about exploring and celebrating this shared process that a dancer, that a teacher and a student, the guru and the shishya really go through. I'm just curious to know, actually, from both Meera and Apeksha now, that as a teacher, how does this word sharing really manifest in the way Indraji as sort of functions as a teacher? I know that, I see so many videos, like for me, like my foray into understanding everything is just in the Instagram videos and conversations that I've had with some of your students. Your style has really been very, very like on an equal footing. You know, you as soon as you had this idea, you called Meera, and then you were open to taking feedback. And Meera told you, let's stick with one idea. So the fact that you're open to sort of feedback from your students, I just want to hear from Apeksha. Apeksha, maybe you could start off by telling us a little bit about the whole premise of sharing in the way in which a transference of knowledge happens in Indraka's classes.
So for Koham, like Meera said, I came in when it started getting more structured. So Akka gave me specific articles to read, Swami Sarvapriyananda's videos and everything, and Meera also shared a lot of texts with me that I could read and understand through. But then like they said, there's a new thing to know at every word. Like I'm reading something about the topic, and then I find a word and I have to go search about it, and then again I find another word, search about it. So it just opens so many ways. So I would come to class, and I would have discussions with Akka. She'd keep asking me questions of whatever we discuss and whatever we are choreographing and everything. Yeah.
Lovely, absolutely. Searching seems to be like the recurring motive, right? Searching seems to be like at every stage of the making of Koham. I think all of you have been through a process of searching, right? So it's as much a personal search as much as it's a sharing of personal searches into a collective experience where everybody
Absolutely.
can pull in and search themselves, right? Meera, would you like to add your inputs as well? I'm curious because you've been Indraji's student for so many years. I want to hear a little bit about this process of sharing in the context of learning from Indraka.
In teacher's class, it's completely, that word actually have that, has a gestures, takes a point there, because I remember one day I actually even said that, no teacher, we can't do this. This is not the way I wanted in my, because I had kind of in some point we were actually going parallel, but we both had different ideas, and we were discussing it, and I was like, no, this is not I want, this is not we were talking about, teacher, no. I was saying no, like it was there, and I don't think I can do that with any other teacher.
Absolutely,
I don't
to say
think
no,
at all.
right? That's
Yeah.
just a privilege, Meera. That's truly a privilege.
It is. So
No, she was
I
feeling
think,
so strong about it. Then I went back again, like, I mean, let's see what she has to say and why she's telling that. I looked, like, kept on thinking about it. And then I thought, yes, whatever she is also telling makes sense. Okay, let me give a try for her thoughts, And then I think everything fell into place. Very, very natural.
That's such a beautiful thing, Indraji, because to hold space for different people's points of view and to sort of take in feedback is such a. I just want to know, Indraji, how did you cultivate this quality as a teacher, right? Like, it's to sort of be open to what your students say and to hold space for it and for them to be open enough to share their convictions, right? Could you talk to us a little bit about that?
I think it came from Kalanidhi Mami and Savitri Mami for me, because even in their classes, Kalanidhi Mami also used to say, you tell me what you feel about it, what you think about it. She used to allow us to talk about it. And sometimes she was very, very appreciative of what we had done. Same thing with Savitri Mami also. She used to say, like, I mean, you have done this beautifully. Can you teach me this also? I like to learn from you. So that was the openness that I learned from both of my teachers. And even when I was practicing, when I became independent, whenever I used to rehearse or practice, I always used to make my students sit there and give me corrections. Because so many times we think we are doing it right, might be it is not coming out there properly, right? So even Apeksha has sat through me in my programs, giving me corrections, or many of my students, whoever is there, I make them sit, watch.
So you
So I
become a
think that's
student.
how I developed.
Yeah.
I become
Yeah.
a student there.
Absolutely.
So that, yeah. So it's there also, it's a sharing. They also learn, like, what are the things to observe. And I also learn what they are observing. So it's an indirect way of observing them also, what all do they observe to see. So
Yeah, absolutely. It opens up. Also, I think you can understand how they are looking at your dance, right?
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about the layering of Koham. The idea, and then TV Ramprasadji's music, and then the whole idea of lighting and the philosophy and the dance. Really, this, if you look at it, it's literally like the whole premise of layering. And could you talk to us a little bit, maybe one of the pieces you could probably, the one that actually talks about the Guru Sishya, sort of, if you can actually talk a little bit about the process of layering and how that process unfolds. And then we could just have one more round of questions and we can sort of, take it from there. Yeah.
The first thing was sort of now it was not just the journey as Guru and Shishya, but somehow we wanted to bring the journey of life parallel to it, the journey of music, the journey of the language, everything. So I think it all went sort of parallel, and so it's very difficult to say what came first, chicken or egg, in this particular production, especially. I mean, of course, the idea was there, but whether it was dance first, music first, what first was a very, very, it's again a big question mark. So, okay, once we did the sort of idea, the line, how we need to take this through the storyline, when we had the storyline, I asked Ram, I told Ram, this is what it is, Ram. So in music, I want you to search through music what it is, like, how the swarams came first, what came first. So you do all those work and let us know. Let's see how we can take this forward together. And then, yeah, Meera.
Yeah. So then he actually, it was a script for music itself, separate script for music that goes parallel with that, that script we had in our mind. And there is a progression in the music, which if you watch it, you can understand, as there is a progression in the life, dance, movements, everything. So similarly, after that, we went to studio. Then Praveenji did the musical arrangement. Then the musicians came in. We recorded.
Yeah,
Then we
I
got a
wanted
beautiful.
Yeah, actually, Praveen, when you were talking about Praveen, yeah, I wanted. There was so much for Ram to handle in this music, so much time and effort. Then I wanted one more person, because I worked with Praveen also earlier, to bring a different touch to the entire production. And he's also from Ramakrishna Ashrama background, and he's also very deep into the philosophy. Somebody who can understand this project deeply. So I really wanted to work with him, and he was so excited. Praveen also was so excited, and immediately he said, "Okay, let's do it." So, I mean, you should listen to the music it's very, very beautiful, very, very different, and very nice. It's such a joy to dance to that. So I think this sometimes the music gave us the movements, sometimes the movements inspired them to make the music. So it went sort of parallel, I would say.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
words that are coming back to me is this whole personal search, collective search, all of that, but also shared energy. Meera, you perform on your own. You're a solo artist, but what is it like for you to perform with your teacher? What does your dance shift in any way, and what, if at all, what happens when you share the space with Indraji? Just talk to us a little bit about it.
I was initially very much scared to swear, because I'm like a fan of her dancing, and I know the energy she has on stage, and I was like, oh my God, I don't think I can match to it. But then it is not about that. I feel, as we progress, we realized that it's just to be open, just to receive it, and just, it's not about me, because in it's just dance. Finally, it's just all about dance and the project, whatever is there. So you cannot be thinking, oh, I have to be better, or I have to do this, or I have to show this like this. No, we have to just be, and just be open to whatever she is doing and just receive it. So it becomes something very much beautiful than if we just block it saying that I'm, or whatever. So yeah, that's something that I learned, and it was good.
Well, is this the first time, Meera, that you're going to be sharing space with Indraji? I'm sure you've performed together before.
I
No,
have never,
this is the
I've
first
never
time.
performed with any of my students. I've always
that's-
been a solo dancer. This is the very, very first project I'm doing with two of my students.
Indraji, when we were speaking about, how we could start working for the publicity for Koham, you told me that you were in Guruvayur shooting for this production and, immersing yourself in that. You told me that you were in Meera's home. I just want to understand a little bit about that process of immersion to wind up this conversation, because I think it would be lovely to leave dancers with this idea of actually like singularly focusing on something and kind of forgetting the world around, and that process of immersion for Koham.
I think it didn't happen that in Guruvayur as such. Guruvayur, I just went for the shoot, for the rehearsal. I think that immersion happened in these first few months. Like, the entire time, apart from the time I'm taking classes, the entire day, even in the night, I would hardly sleep. So sometimes even at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the night, me and Meera are chatting, to understand and to clear the doubts. So until we came to one such particular conclusion of the storyline, so we were totally immersed into for 5-6 months. Yeah, we were totally into it. Yeah, there were a lot of sort of hiccups in between. We were not able to, whenever I found that sort of, I'm not unable to break this sort of whatever I cannot cross that line. Meera was there to help. Whenever she found a sort of break in her thoughts, like, she's unable to break that thought process of what to do, then I was there for her. So I think it was a beautiful process of me and Meera working together. The journey itself was so very beautiful. So that was a kind of immersion I would talk about. It's not just the storyline immersion, but also like in the choreography. When it came to choreography, it would sometimes entire day we will be sitting, me and Apeksha. By the way, like when we were working on this, suddenly like Meera calls me and tells, "Teacher Ray, I'm pregnant." So I was like, what do I do? Because we have worked so much, me and Meera, and I definitely wanted her to be part of this production because I understand how much it has gone behind the entire production. So anyway, we knew what we are doing. I told, okay, Meera, you're going to do this particular segment with me. I don't want you to back out. So you please do that. I will, for the part one, I'm going to train Apeksha. That's how Apeksha came into the picture. Yeah. So
Fantastic. Yeah.
After all this, I mean, yeah, even for Apeksha also, it was a very, very lot of great learning process, right from understanding the script, how the music is done for the entire production, how the choreography is done, how it changes also, why it has changed, how it has changed. So everything, it was a great learning experience for Apeksha as well in that process. And so when we did the music recording, Meera came to Bangalore for a week to be the part of the recording process, and her parents had to come with her, Tumri had to come with her. Then I felt so bad that she had to travel entire family, like, here. So I thought, okay, I don't want to disturb her. The entire family like that. I told, we only come to Guruvayur Resort. If you have any good auditorium there, you book it. If you have any good lighting designer, book them. We will only come there and do Meera. But I think that became...
Yeah. That's the true spirit also, right, of, empathy is really so crucial amongst teacher-student relationship, right? Finally, Indraji, I think that's what matters.
It doesn't work out for good, I tell you. Because when I went to Kerala, then when we went to Kerala, we started rehearsing, and there was Meera's parents were so supportive. I mean, they really took care of us so very well. And we rehearsed, we met the lighting designer. Jose Koshi, I mean, he's so good. So he sat with us. Uh, yeah, he really wanted more time. After looking at the production, he said, teacher, I really want one more week, to see the rehearsals and do some justice for the lighting for this production, he was telling. So, but he really gave his best. And there were so many ideas for us, even the lighting, like Meera got in so many ideas. Whatever I had ideas, had told Meera. So Meera had to sort of, tell everything to them and sort of work with them parallelly. And that was a great learning. Few things we could really manage to bring it out, few we couldn't. But I'm sure when we keep doing it, we will make it better and better eventually. So that was a very good learning process. So Guruvayur was all about working with the lighting designer and the video artist and rehearsing. Yeah.
Lovely.
So,
So Indraji, I'm taking back many things from Koham. It's about Koham really being a singular pursuit but a collective experience, about also this whole idea of immersiveness and the whole idea of searching, soul searching that all of you have done to sort of create some work. And also this whole idea of sharing, back and forth. And also the whole idea of transformation and shifts that occur by virtue of sharing. Like we figure out who we are, we just perhaps become a little more informed and recognize that we're so small that like Malavika Sarkar told me in an interview recently, that we are not the center of the universe, right? It kind of allows you that kind of clarity and that kind of insight. So we're really looking forward for everyone. We've had the privilege of watching the production already, but I'm hoping for everybody to actually watch this. And together, I hope that we come together and ask you more questions about this work. And also like everybody continues to seek, because what is life without some seeking and searching? So thank you so much.
The one word, what you said, Akila, transformation. I think through this production, I could see myself, like my thoughts about dance, the why I am dancing. So that particular question was getting sort of cleared for me through this entire process. It made sense at every step, searching for this question. And that is a transformation, not just in my dance process, but also in my life process, I would say. Like whenever I used to go to temple, I used to always, please keep everybody happy, God bless me, give everybody good health. It was always about that, But what I observed was, past few times I went to the temple, it was like, help me more in understanding who I am. So I think that is the transformation that have sort of, it's a long journey. It's a very, very long journey. I think I'm really grateful for this opportunity that I got to get into this particular production, Koham.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful process working with my students too.
Absolutely.
What about you, Meera?
I would say entirely the opposite right now, because for me, the process it was more about dance, how to make it into dance. I was understanding it was like notes, theoretically, okay, this is it, this is what it is. So it was going on, but after the shoot happened, I reached a point of exhaustion. Like my body and mind was so exhausted that I became so vulnerable that right now I'm in a dilemma. There's a conflict between the human and the dancer in me, and it's like nowadays this thing is there. The performance have to be experiential. That kind of you're being very forceful. You're being forced to think like that. But is it really necessary? A dancer is ultimately just an actor. So it's just, do we actually have to experience it? This question is there. At the same time, as a human, as an individual, this is something which is necessary for me to understand, but I don't know whether I'm there yet. I'm not mature enough for that. So this conflict between the human and the dancer is what I am actually going through right now. Now I don't know, but I'm just being here and being comfortable with that question. I don't know whether I'll get an answer for it though, but yeah. It has been a really grateful, but I should say that it's just because of the dance, I'm at least able to, get a bit of glimpse of it at least. So thankful for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Good luck to you, Apeksha. We're really looking forward to, watching you as well. Thank you so much, Indraji, and thank you, Meera, and thank you, Apeksha, for your beautiful insights. It opens up so many different dimensions in our heads as well about the importance of asking ourselves these questions and how transformative small questions like these. Actually, it's not a small question, but there's also like simplicity in this profundity, right? So thank you for bringing these ideas up, and we're really looking forward to it. And I urge everyone to please buy your tickets. It's releasing on this Friday. And we do hope that you will watch this and share in this process. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you, Akila.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.